answer the question.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Dual Screens Crossplay Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Stephen Fontana, and I will answer Taylor Allen's question because he is here. How are you, Taylor?
Oh, I'm good, Steve. How are
It's
you?
going to be great. I'm very excited. Andy Asimakis is here. He's in that other box, and he is, as Andy as ever.
Taking time out of Elden Ring, Steven.
Elden Ring is going to have to take a back seat.
How dare you?
Listen, I'm prepping. This right here is the ultimate sales pitch / prep session for Elden Ring. So, and if you don't know why we're calling it Elden Ring, listen to last week's episode and follow us on TikTok. We're on that now.
Yes, I was about to pitch the TikTok.
Yes. At Dual Screens on TikTok. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Dual Screens Crossplay Podcast, the internet's #1 gaming news show that you've never heard of. Probably. The show posts each and every week on your listening for your listening pleasure on your favorite service. Like, we're everywhere. We're all over the place, including Podbean. That's our home. But we record the show live on twitch.tv/dual screens streams, which is where this chat below is coming from. So if you see anybody doing things there, that's what that's from. You could come and you could just watch us do the show. And I think we play Pokemon in the chat too. So you could even do that while we're doing the show. It's great. It's a great time. And if you want to support us with your hard-earned cash dollar bills, y'all, and chat with us every day in our Discord, you go to patreon.com/NDS podcast, just like our Patreon producers, Colton, the Apprentice Nestler, and FNH Poe. Gentlemen, this is going to be a special show. Taylor wanted to be on here because Elden Ring is out and it's doing its thing.
Yes.
And so we're going to talk the hell out of it. But first, before we get into any of that stuff, the Adventures in Gaming is going to be Elden Ring, and I know that. So we're going to go into the Indie News Report to start the show.
Oh, okay. I thought you do your game for only 5 seconds I'd give you to talk about your game for the week.
No, because I've only been playing the games that are under embargo. So I have 2 more days where I could say anything about any of them. So no,
all
that's
right.
not what's happening.
Indie Game Watch. All right, here we go. The Ramp, former guest of the show, is out on the Switch on March 17th. It costs $6, people.
Perfect Switch game.
Go and get it.
It's
$6.
So if you don't know what that game is, it is basically a never-ending skate game where you're just kind of skating around doing cool stuff. That's it. And it's very simple graphics, but it's got a great physics engine, and it's a blast to play. Super easy controls, and it's the perfect Switch game. It's perfect. Anyway, continue, Andy.
And I'm dropping that interview in the link in the chat so folks can
in the
see
chat.
it.
You go to our YouTube, youtube.com/dualscreens.tv, and you could look up The Ramp. And you can
this is like
The Ramp.
This reads like all future guests of the show now. These next 3 announcements.
Here we go.
Cat Cafe Manager is out April 14th, which it is exactly what it sounds like.
Yes. I put in for a review code for that, unsurprisingly.
I have a question because I've actually never seen this.
Yes.
Are you a cat that just manages a regular cafe?
No.
Or are you the manager of a cafe for cats?
Neither.
Yes.
Neither.
So it's not exactly what it sounds like.
It is because there are cat cafes in the universe. That's a thing.
Yes.
It is a cafe for humans that has cats in it for you to pet while you're having
open door policy for cats.
Right. So cats live in the cafe. People come and enjoy their coffee and tea and biscuits while cats roam around, and you could pet them and you play with them, and then they get adopted from there. So it's almost like some places will let you actually adopt the cats. Anyway,
significantly worse than the other 2 options.
No, it's a sim, man. It's a cafe manager sim, but with cats and stuff.
Yeah, but how good would it be if you were a cat that managed the cafe? Imagine a little bipedal.
If you want that, go play Bear and Breakfast, Taylor.
Correct.
That's more your speed.
Okay.
Correct.
You're an actual bear.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Also, former guest of the show.
It's almost as like we've done this for 6 years. However long it's been, 5 years.
Cult of the Lamb, which is an interesting looking indie game, which I don't know what it is from a gameplay perspective.
Cult of the Lamb.
Right. It looks all sorts of neat on the artistic side, but gameplay, I think it's like it's sort of like Binding of Isaac, maybe. I'm not quite sure. Don't quote me on that. But it is coming to console also. And future guest of the show, so I can ask him then, what's your game about? Give me all the details.
Yes.
And then finally, Ages of Kateria is out now on Kickstarter.
Yes.
It's already smashed its goal with plenty of time to spare. So throw some money at that and let's get some of those whatever they're called. What are they called again?
Stretch goals.
There it is.
There it is. Words are hard. Words are very hard.
I knew the word goal was extra goal, plus goal. That doesn't sound right to me. Doesn't sound right.
All right, so again, we're gonna end this with Elden Ring. So we had huge news. Pokemon had their Pokemon Direct. They don't call them Directs. They call them Pokemon. What do they call them?
It was Pokemon Day, right?
It was Pokemon Day, but they call it the special like video. Anyway, it was a short video. We got some more information, simple stuff like updates to the game that are already out, including an update that hit that day for Arceus, sorry. Which added this really cool thing. I've been playing Arceus quite a bit, but it adds this thing called a mass outbreaks, because their mass outbreaks are a thing, which just litters the map with just a massive amount of Pokemon for you to catch. And it's really cute, and I'm still excited. But that is not the biggest piece to come out of this Pokemon presentation. We, to the shock of like many people, including myself, they announced Gen 9, the next gen of Pokemon, and it's coming out this year. And they didn't show much. They gave us the starter Pokemon, the first stage of the starter Pokemon. They look very cute. I'm not really too much of a fan of the designs, but
that little ghost pepper, he's very cute. And this might be the first generation that I have to go with the fire starter, because it is real cute. And if it's gonna be like a fire ghost type, imagine. So good.
Imagine.
So here's the okay, before we get into like details, the video for this almost alludes to the fact that this is going to be an Arceus style mainline Pokemon game. So open world. They confirmed that it is a seamless open world. You could go from city to forest to river to whatever, completely seamlessly, completely open-ended, which is actually different than Arceus, because you actually have to go from zone to zone in Arceus and like load the zone. So I'm interested to see what that's like. We don't know how you catch Pokemon. We don't know if it's like Arceus and that, which is, of course, you hide, you could throw Pokeballs, you could throw berries and basically lure them out, or you could battle them, weaken them, catch them, whatever. But the cool thing about that, the current system in Arceus, is that the sheer volume happens so much quicker than in the previous gen, where you would have to roam around in grass and get into a 1v1 fight and then hope to catch that Pokemon. This is like, it's Pokemon on steroids. And, excuse me. And I'm super excited that it appears so far that this is where the series is going. Very excited for that. The 3 starter Pokemon, the grass is Sprigatito. Now, is this Spanish or Italian? That is the
definitely
question.
Spanish.
Yeah.
Because of the next Pokemon
right.
you're gonna.
Now we have, so Sprigatito is a leaf grass cat. So Gatito means little cat, as you know. And sprig, I guess, or whatever, is like the, like a twig, like a sprig, So it's a nice, cute little play on words. Then we have the fire Pokemon, who's absolutely adorable, and I agree with you, but I can't not pick a cat, unfortunately. I apologize. Fuecoco. So fuego, coco.
Yes, I'm seeing it. Yeah.
Coco.
Yeah.
Coconut.
No.
I don't know what coco means.
I was watching a TikTok about this. I think it's referring to the like skull-like mask on its face. I think it has something to do. It's like ghost or skull or something. So it's a fire skull or a fired
ghost pepper. It's definitely a ghost pepper.
Ask Mike. Mike speaks Spanish. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Cocodrilo.
cocodrilo, right? Crocodile, right? It's a fire crocodile. We did that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then
Okay,
there's
wow.
Quaxley, the sassy duck Pokemon. This is probably the most uninspired design for any Pokemon I think ever, except for the bag of trash or
It's
like
kind of horrible.
the sword.
What about the vanilla ice cream?
No, because at least that's creative. Like you had to
Is
take
it?
yes, because you made an inanimate thing, a food, into a creature. This is like, hey, you guys know ducks? Here's one. Like that's it. It's a water Pokemon.
You can argue
It's
the
not even
same thing about the bag of trash, though.
Yeah,
You know?
well, you're animating the bag. It's definitely above this Quaxley. Quaxley, great name. Just a top tier S rank naming for a Pokemon. Quaxley, like come on. But
Can you derive the Spanish origin of that one?
I don't think there
Like the other
I don't
two?
think there is one. But that means that its final form is going to be like 27 different letters. Like it's going to be ridiculous. Now,
Sir Duckalon, and it's just this giant fucking mech.
yeah, but
Water steel type.
So if we're guessing, okay, I think the fire Pokemon is going to have a dual type of fire and ghost. I think that's pretty much in the bag here. What are we thinking as a dual type for Sprigatito?
You know what I'm thinking right now, Steven? You've talked about this announced for like I think 5 minutes already, possibly.
Yep. No, it was about.
You haven't
3.
said the name of the games yet.
Well, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get. Don't worry.
Okay.
We're gonna get
One
there.
day.
This
Eventually.
is Gen 9. This is what counts. The names don't matter.
The names don't matter.
I want you guys to know this
We're
is very
just talking
important.
about the
They could
names
call
of the
this
Pokemon.
cock and balls, and it wouldn't matter. Nobody would care.
Oh,
because
that
we
would
got,
matter to me.
Because
I
we
would
got
buy
Fuecoco.
both.
That wouldn't matter to
We have
me.
Fuecoco. That's what counts here, folks.
The
Fuecoco.
Pokeballs?
Yes.
Fuecoco.
Fuecoco.
Immediate thoughts. Listen,
Somebody
I
clip
think
that,
they're all.
please.
I think they're all cute.
Oh no,
I think
they're all
adorable.
cute. I just
I think
don't
these
like,
are the cutest batch I've seen in a very long time.
they're not inspired to me except for Fuecoco. It's
Yeah,
just a
really?
I
cat.
agree.
It's a green cat. Like that's all it is.
So
Is a green cat.
They put
looks
all of
like
their
an
effort
Eevee.
into the fire ghost pepper crocodile, and then
Yeah.
like, guys, we're done with
But
creativity.
even that is like
This is all
we
we
already
got.
had a crocodile.
But not a fiery,
We had-
ghosty
We
crocodile.
already had a cat.
we've had pigeons too, but you know,
Yeah. But
There's,
anyway,
like, 20 pigeons.
so the cat. I'm thinking grass and fighting. Here's why. I'm
Mhm.
hopeful. I hope that this cat, its third stage, is also a luchador. So that I can have
So
a
it's-
tag team.
So it's just fucking what's his face from Gen 7?
Yes. So we
All
got
over again?
Witten, what is it?
Yeah.
Fuck.
The one that's in Smash.
Yes. Why am I blanking on the name? Chat, this is why you're here, to fact check me and to make my brain not broken. But yes, that I want a tag team. I want a Fire and Leaf tag team. Those two Pokemon, big lucha wrestler types.
Incineroar.
Incineroar,
Wouldn't they-
thank you.
yes,
That would be.
But wait,
Chef's kiss.
wouldn't they burn each other? Like if a leaf and a fire, he's fucked. The
Well,
leafy
that's why.
one, right?
That's why
Yeah.
the other typing is fighting, and I think the other one is dark. So like
Mm.
they're just like, yeah, we're like brothers. You know what I mean? We're brothers. We're the brothers luchador. Hey, you know what I mean? I think that'd be perfect. Quaxley, this is gonna be the tough one because it's just a fucking duck. It's just a duck. It gives you no hints. That's
the best
it's
part.
a duck. Okay.
That's the
Now
best
we
part.
know that the other duck, who turns into a platypus for some reason,
Yes.
the platypus that's named Psyduck, we'll put it that way,
Yeah.
is like a psychic water duck platypus thing. So
Platyduct.
Mhm.
I'm thinking, hear me out. I don't think they're going flying as the second type, even though it's
No.
an aviary. I think fairy, because there's not really a ton of fairy Pokemon out there yet. Like they did have to retcon some to become fairy Pokemon, but I think a fairy water type would be a very interesting pairing.
If it's fairy
They did
type,
that.
oh yeah. When they created the fairy typing, It was, I think, Gen 5 or Gen 5 or Gen
Oh,
6.
they
Five.
made older ones. It's a fairy type.
Yeah,
Is that what
exactly.
happened?
Like
Exactly.
like Clefairy, instead of being a normal Pokemon, is now a fairy
Right.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Right. That makes sense. Okay.
If it's water fairy type, it's going to be one of the strongest Pokemon in the game. Like, hands down. That's a really strong like type combo.
I also, if you look at
And I would pick the stupid duck if that was the case. Like,
if you look at the
Why are
duck,
you shitting on this duck so much? I'm so
it
lost.
fucking sucks, Andy. It sucks. It's just a fucking duck.
that's all it is, Andy. It's a duck. That's why. Now,
he's not trying to be special.
But
or
here's the
different.
thing.
He's just a regular ass duck.
if you look at this duck,
The ugly duckling. You
If-
do not know how the story goes.
but it's not ugly. It's a cute. It's adorable. But it's just a duck. That's all it is a
Right.
duck. But the hat / hair. What if this thing becomes like a military duck, like
Could be.
like camouflage freaking pants, fatigues,
Oh yeah.
like the bandolier of like fucking water balloons across his
Yeah.
chest, and it's just like let's go, like a cigar hanging out of his mouth and some shit.
Mhm, mhm.
Like, one eye.
This turns into fucking Rambo.
Yeah, he's just
Rambo the duck.
He's got the blue beret on. He's like, I've seen some shit.
I see it. I see
fucking M60 in his arms.
He's
like,
water dark
"Let's
type.
fucking
He's
go. Yeah.
just, they call him Viet
Yeah.
Duck or some shit. Like, yeah, he's
Oh,
ready to go.
man.
He's ready to go. Anyway, let's move on. Anyway, the games are Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet.
Good
So
job. You did it.
red and purple.
Yeah.
You nailed it. You nailed it.
Sifu has sold over
Sifu!
1 million copies.
Oh,
1
good lordy.
million copies, ladies and gentlemen. How
In
about
I
that?
should
3
play that
weeks,
game.
No less. You should play that game, Taylor.
But it's not happening anytime
Not
soon.
now.
Yeah.
Eventually. but not right
Eventually, I'll play that game.
Some say it's the Dark Souls of beat 'em ups.
now. Some people are stupid.
Some people still say it. Congratulations, 3 weeks, 1 million copies sold.
I
I,
know,
wonder how
man.
many were refunded, because I know a lot of people were
Huge.
pissed off about that game. Not a lot
Because
of
they're
people.
bad at it?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
Gotcha.
So congratulations. Not really much to talk about on that one, but great for them. This is a kind of a sneaky big announcement. Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, and Resident Evil 7. So the 2 and 3 remakes and 7
Mhm.
are getting a free next gen update. Totally free. Obviously, Resident Evil 8 is not getting that treatment because Resident Evil 8 was already cross-gen. So it already has a next-gen option out there. This is free, which is really nice. If you have the disc versions, it will give you the digital upgrade for free, obviously. Now, what I'm wondering is, and maybe you guys would know, do you have to have the disc after you do your upgrade? Do you have to continuously put the disc in the system for it to like register that you have it?
So I think this happened with that Star Wars Jedi game.
Okay.
What's it called again?
Jedi Fallen Order.
Fallen Order, correct. You had to like do a proof of purchase thing,
Right.
like EA, and they give you like a digital code,
Right.
I think, for the game for the next gen. If a digital only system, I think that's how they would do it from physical
Right.
to digital.
Right.
So yeah, I'm not sure how they're gonna do it on Capcom's end. This is like a first for them because they haven't done this like update for their old stuff for next gen ever. So
Like the thing you would want to prevent is people just borrowing the disc and getting a free game on their PS5 or
Mhm.
Xbox Series X.
Mhm.
Like that's really the only thing that you would have to worry about, and
Right.
it's a free upgrade anyway, so I don't know if they really care.
yeah,
But I mean, this will definitely increase sales on the previous. Like if you were waiting to get a PS5 for whatever reason to play these games because you wanted like a little performance boost, even though it's like not built, it's just something the console would do for you.
Mhm.
Now you'd be like, oh well, I'll buy it now, I'll play it. And then when I finally get my PS5 and Xbox Series X, I'll get that free upgrade. I don't know. I mean, it's great.
Yeah,
It's sneaky and it's great.
I'm not sure if I care enough to actually play these games again or revisit them. Like RE7 is like way old out of the three. It's like that game was what 2000. I want to say what, 18, 17? It was.
I think it was early 18.
I think it's been a while. Since
I think it was early
out, so.
18 because
Right.
it was 3 years and then we got
right
the next one. So I think that.
But again,
that checks out.
Kudos on giving it for free, because this could have been like another Sony will charge you $10 for the next gen version of a game.
I don't think Sony has that pull when it comes to third parties. If they're publishing their own shit, like I don't think they have that pull. But again,
I'm just saying it's nice to give it away for free.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah,
it's great. It'll definitely drive sales regardless. Like the fact that there is a next gen version on the store is going to entice people who are getting that next gen console like right now to be like, oh, I'll just buy that. You know, I didn't.
I think RE7 was in the PS Plus collection too, so
Yep.
you get a free game plus free upgrade.
Free game plus free better game.
Yes,
free game looks better game.
Everybody, calm the shit down. The Steam Deck is not broken.
It's broken. It's over.
It's unbroken.
Gabe is outside my door right now.
Yes,
take it back, Gabe. This is not working.
You say that, but apparently Gabe was actually hand delivering some of these to people.
Yes, he was. That's why I said it.
That is wild. The fact that he is still as involved with that company as he is, like that man is a bajillionaire at this point, right? Like he could never be in the public eye ever again, right?
Yeah.
Just live happily for the rest of his life. Good for him.
Sure.
Good for him.
Absolutely.
I'm like, come inside. Take a seat. Can I shave you?
He's just out there in like a t-shirt and khakis, just like, here's your thing. And we're like, oh, cool, thanks. Some people I bet had no idea who he was.
No clue. No fucking
like,
clue.
DHL has lowered their hiring standards, I'll tell you that much.
God.
So Taylor didn't talk, just laughed, and Andy and I both took a drink. So that was like podcasting 101 right there.
That's my bad. I wasn't looking at you guys because I'm like reading the thing, and so I didn't see that both of you were drinking.
So here's how it's broken, or was broken. People were losing their fucking shit because they was getting stick drift. They were getting Switch vibes.
Oh,
yeah.
Turns out it was a software thing because they put out a update that kind of had a bug in it that caused that whatever system, I don't fucking know, high tech shit. Anyway, they patched it out and it works fine.
They sent a hardware fairy to everyone's house. That sprinkled some stick lube on the sticks and it fixed the drift.
The Steam Deck is a fairy type, in case you all were wondering.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, because I get like my Switch, I've gone through I think 4 sets of Joy-Con at this point because it's so bad.
I just repaired my original. Like I bought the parts on Amazon and just did it myself.
I'm not sure what would happen if the Steam Deck, which has the detachable anything of it, get some stick drift. Like, nope.
That's way too expensive of a system to like be like, it's just a little stick drift.
I didn't even think about that until they said it. I was like, fuck, this could happen now to this thing.
Yeah, they I mean, we'll see. People are going to be playing that thing a lot. So
and you mentioned it in the Discord, Steven, about how much of that is like on the hardware side versus the player side. Like if I'm aggressively molesting my
it should
my
be able to handle aggressive molestation, like it should. But when you think about like the stress tests these things go through, it goes over like repeated use. And like they'll test all the buttons, they'll move the stick, they'll do. The machine will just do this shit for like 3 straight days, and that's great. But that doesn't account for the person that leaves it in their bag with no case, or and the stick is just constantly just pushed forever until they take it out. That's happened to me with my Switch, like in the case where it just kind of gets just shifted a little bit in the case, and then I pick it up and I see this, and the stick goes boing back into place. Like. That stuff happens. Like it's hardware. I mean, it's going to happen. There's going to be flaws in hardware. It's going to be, I just hope that all the research, the R&D that went into it would prevent it from happening this quickly. Like the Switch used old parts that were like picked from all over the world that were then pieced together into like that was a big thing. I remember when this whole thing started, like they were using old parts, old technology. I don't think the Steam Deck is going to be using old technology especially because there's no like haptics and shit like that. Like it just has to function. That's all it has to do. So I digress. It was just a bug. Everybody calm the fuck down.
We're fine.
Andy won. I don't know. All right. I don't know if everybody knows this, but Andy recently came into a massive sum of money, and he has been irresponsibly spending this money, and possibly the most irresponsible way, but also the hypiest way. Andy, what did you do?
Oh, so the URL for SilentHill.com was set to expire, so I bought it for $10,000. And apparently I also put up a single image of a tweet from Masahiro Ito, who was the lead artist on Silent Hill for many, many years. And the tweet simply says, let me pull it up right now.
I regret ever designing Pyramid Head.
Yes, I wish I hadn't designed fucking Pyramid Head. Yeah. So that tweet, which was tweeted out on February 20th, is now what you will see when you go to SilentHill.com. And it wasn't me. It was not me.
Okay.
Definitely wasn't Andy, guys.
Did come into a large sum of money, but no,
it's funny. It's really funny because I think we had some laws that go into effect where you can no longer like website squat anymore. So if Konami does do like a whole we want it back, then they'll just take they won't pay shit. They can just
this isn't squatting. No, that's not squatting.
No, they'll seize it. They can seize it back.
No, they can't.
Yes, they can.
No, they can't. No,
yes, they can.
They can only do that if you buy it and don't use it. As long as this website is being used for something.
Is this what it's being used for? To show a single tweet?
It could be any tweet by ex Silent Hill developers. What if it just updates and puts like the next quote? You know what I mean? Then it becomes a site that gets traffic.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then they're going to sell it for $10 million.
Well, I think the bigger story is how much Konami gives a shit about Silent Hill. So
yeah,
any sort of rumors of things being made, I think died with this, this website
100%.
being taken away. Because if you can't be bothered to renew like the website to like a franchise that you own, it's dead. It's over at this point. So
yeah,
it's a sad.
I'm sure this broke.
Cool story, Andy. Cool story, Steve. Let's talk about Elden Ring.
I think it broke me a little bit. Yes, good move.
I was gonna say it probably broke Kojima's heart. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, he's very upset right now.
Yeah. So Elden Ring is finally here.
Yeah,
and y'all, it has taken over our Discord. So much so that we had to make its own channel.
Yeah.
Which rarely happens. It happened for Apex Legends.
Apex. That's it.
No, it happened for
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing, yes. And I think at one point Pokemon Go. But that might have been before Purger. Before it's Taylar.
I was not there for that.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be like the new hotness channel. It'll always change names when we're all like into some new shit obsessively for like a month.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm ignorant. I have it. It's downloaded. It's ready to go. I'm gonna start it tomorrow on stream, twitch.tv/batchild.
Good.
Be there.
So excited for you.
8:30 p.m. Eastern time. I'm gonna probably spend most of that first stream just creating my character. He's
gonna get his dick kicked in, Andy. I'm so excited.
I know. I want to like I will give you $1,000 if you don't lose at the first boss.
Yeah, but I know you're supposed to lose at the first boss.
No, not that one. Not the on purpose one.
Okay, not the on
like
purpose.
the actual proper like first boss.
Okay.
And you can grind as much as you want to, but you have one shot.
Okay, that's it. It's
one
clip
shot.
It out. Clip it
Glory.
out because I'm going to paste my attempt.
I'm not giving you $1,000.
You said it, you fucker.
Andy, do you think he really would be able to one shot?
I could say $1 million. He's not gonna get shit from me. Yeah, he's not gonna do it.
Do you want to know a secret?
Yeah.
What?
No
ringers.
There were 2 times that I beat a Bloodborne boss in one try.
Mm-hmm.
There were 2 bosses.
Great.
Which ones?
It was the first one, the tree guy, the giant tree guy.
Isn't that big wolf thing?
I don't know what it is. It just looks like a giant tree.
That
The one
giant
on the
bush.
bridge.
That's like
the cleric beast.
The cleric beast.
Yeah, that's the first boss.
I beat that guy.
Tree guy.
One try. He just looks like a giant tree. I don't know. My memory is very blurry.
Literal giant wolf beast.
Yeah.
The three witches, the 3 sisters.
Those are easy. Those
Doesn't matter.
Fart on them and they'll die.
But anyway, that's not what we're talking about. Elden
Ring.
Let's talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, it's called Elden Ring. Watch last week's episode if you want to know why we're calling it Elden Ring. Okay, Taylor, you wanted to be on the show so bad to talk about Elden Ring, so lead it off. Just say something.
Yeah, I want to start with this.
It's just going to be a conversation. That's all this is going to be.
Let's go.
We don't have any.
Sure. I was telling Andy before the show. This is my very first time ever playing a FromSoft game, with the exception of Sekiro, right at launch, right? Like a Dark Souls, Bloodborne style, like FromSoft RPG on launch day. And so I went in totally blind. No guides. I didn't watch anyone play the tech test. I didn't watch any like most efficient paths. Like I listened to a couple of reviews that didn't like go into any spoilers or anything. Did not watch anything. And the way that I play these games is usually I will make like 5 different characters and just kind of feel them out, right? The different starting classes, kind of get an idea of like how they each feel, find one that like feels a little bit better, and I'll commit to that one. But I made the mistake of buying this game on 2 different platforms. I have it on PC, and I was enjoying it so much on PC, I said, what if I could play this from the comfort of my own bed when I stopped playing it from the comfort of my office chair?
Sure, I understand.
So I bought it on my Xbox as well.
As one does.
Yeah.
You're a sick man.
So I went through this process twice. I made like 10 characters. Okay.
Right.
I finally have settled in, and I've got 2 characters that are both at like level 45-ish. I have made it through Stormvale Castle on both of them. Holy shit, man. This fucking game is just incredible. Like the density of these maps and like just the amount of shit that they have in here, all these little secret nooks and crannies and like dungeons and stuff is really cool. And then you get into places like Stormvale, and there's like all kinds of these like side catacombs and like hidden bosses that you can fight that like it's awesome. It's very, very awesome. And I don't see a situation where this isn't my game of the year come December.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you, Taylor. It is the hooks are in so deep. The first night I actually sat down to play it, I stopped at around midnight. I got up at 12:30 and went back to play till 5 in the morning because I could not stop thinking about it.
Yeah,
really couldn't stop. It was like, oh yeah, there was like this part of the map I was nearby and I saved it. Okay, I'll go there later. I was like, oh, but there was like a boss I couldn't beat before. Let me just get up and do some exploring, get some more graces, level up once or twice, and then it's 5 in the morning. It's amazing what a jump button and a mount can do,
right?
In a Souls game. It's really funny when you're fighting a boss on horseback and the boss thinks you're in Dark Souls, and it's like slowly trying to get you, but you're like running circles. You're
literally running circles around it.
Yeah. It's a really funny situation.
It's like that first dragon that you run into, right? Right as you come out into that opening area, that first dragon, you see that in Dark Souls, you'd shit your pants, right? Like you'd be like, I'm not coming back here till I'm level 70 to kill this fucking dragon that's in this opening area. And in Elden Ring, you just hop on your horse and like you can just run circles around it, and it's like the easiest open world boss in the game. Like, it's insane.
Does that take away from?
No,
I don't know.
It really doesn't.
It adds
really, truly does
so
not.
much depth to the combat because not only do you have like one-handed, two-handed, light, heavy weapon arts, now you also have your mounted combat and what each light and heavy attack does on either side of the horse. Like it adds so much to the combos and stuff. Adding that mobility allows you to like feel like you have more freedom and more tools at your disposal to like get creative when fighting these bosses. Because like with the dragon, for example, you can fight it just on the ground. Totally fine. Like it's not that difficult to just fight it straight up if you learn its patterns and stuff. But it just like having the mount system, having the jump attacks, having the traversal options with torrent and stuff, like,
and you can only use the horse in open world stuff.
Yeah, you can't use it in like dungeons or anything
because it's like a ghost horse or some shit, right?
Yeah
kind of like whatever, it's like I don't know,
a spectral steed is what they call it.
Spectral steed. Yeah.
And also though, being on a mount like totally negates your physical weight, so you can equip a bunch of shit as like a shitty mage like I am, and get a little more protection when you're on your mount.
Yeah,
a lot of armor switching goes on when I'm playing the old Elden Ring, but it really, when it comes to that sense of scale and exploration and discovery, From Software is unmatched. Because you take a step and like there's a ruin, you take a step, there's a temple. Each building has like meaning to it. Like, is there like a secret staircase going down there? Is there a chest? Is there a boss fight? There's boss fights that unlock shops. And the idea of like mini bosses all over the map is like the best tutorial for these kind of games, because you can like practice on the not shittier, but like the lesser bosses and get that confidence built and then fight an actual real boss. Such a smart move. And each area feels so different from the other, and you're in constant awe while you're playing it. Yeah. My jaw is like always agape.
Yeah. And the number of enemies that you see, like it's not just the areas each look different, but they're reskinned with, like new textures, and you fight the same bad guys. Like every area feels like its own part of the world, and it has its own like enemies and its own conflicts and stuff. Like the first time I went down to Weeping Peninsula, I think Weeping Peninsula is one of my favorite areas in the entire game because it has such a cool like self-contained story. There's like very obvious like conflict there, and you can see that, and like you see how these two factions that are technically both hostile to you like fight it out and stuff. Like it's super super cool. And then as you explore more, you find like different dungeons and stuff that like, oh shit, that's why this is this way, and stuff like that. Like, and it's all just contained in this one little like, one of the very first areas you go into, and each area feels unique like that. As you go into it, it has its own like conflict and story that it wants to tell, and kind of keeps pushing you forward and enticing you with the millions of carrots that they lay around the world.
It's a lot. Distractions are everywhere. Like I'll start to do one quest line, then I'll go into a new area. Then I can unlock this shortcut over here, but if I have to do this other thing first, get these medallions, then go see this lady in this upper north area, and then you're like, what was they doing again? Why am I here?
Question.
In this game?
So in the previous, I have experience with Bloodborne. That was the one that I played the most. I think I beat like 9 or 10 bosses or whatever it was. That really didn't have like quests for you to do, or like like the narrative was very much kind of secondary to just it was a passive narrative, I should say, where you kind of went through and the world was kind of mucking around you, and you kind of pieced two and two together. Now this takes an open world approach, which means you could pretty much go anywhere you want in whatever direction you want, within reason, right? There are some bosses that are going to kick your ass. Maybe you don't want to go there right away. Typical open world design philosophy.
Sure.
What is the quest philosophy for a game that is about hunting and killing these bosses? Like, that's the thrill. The thrill is the boss, right? For me, the allure of this game for me would be the RPG elements and the character building and like the intense encounters and stuff like that. And Souls is known for you losing progress in a quote run, which in a linear game makes sense. How did they make it make sense in the open world?
Yeah, I think there are two things here. First, addressing the like losing of progress and stuff like that in the open world design. There are sites of grace everywhere. Like as soon as you, that's like your bonfire.
Okay.
Like that's your resting point, or the lanterns in Bloodborne.
Gotcha.
Like that's your safe space. That's where you go to level up, stuff like that. They're everywhere. As soon as you get to a new POI and you're like, man, I haven't been to a site of grace in a while, you look around the corner, you see the gold dust, and you're like, oh, there's one right there. So that kind of helps address that. Is you clear out a POI, you move on to the next one. At the next one, most likely there's going to be a site of grace. So you never feel like you're too far away from like that safety and reprieve of being able to like level up and stuff if you need to. It doesn't feel so punishing that you are just like constantly getting kicked in the dick and not able to like progress and build your character up. So the way that they handle that, I think is perfect. And the ability to just fast travel at whim, as long as you're not aggroed against anything, like being able to just fast travel to any site of grace anywhere in the world, really helps with that as well.
Interesting. Before you
yeah.
move on to the next point, the risk reward is a huge part of the Souls thing. It's like,
sure,
do I want to go down this corridor, see what's over here, or do I want to run back to the last lantern or bonfire or whatever, cash in my souls, level up a little bit, and then continue? But then when you do that, it resets everything you just did. How do they handle the world resetting?
Same thing. If you rest at a site of grace, it resets all of the enemies. There are a handful of enemies that you can kill that will permanently die, but for the most part,
usually the big bosses, right?
Same.
They stay dead.
This is why you always play online and read messages, Steven, because if there's going to be a big baddie somewhere on a abandoned door somewhere, they'll always let you know.
Or they'll troll the fuck out of you.
Here's a story.
Safety ahead.
Here's a story.
Yeah.
I think it was Dark Souls or Demon Souls. I don't remember, but it was one of the ones that I like tried. And I think they had the pre-made messages that you could leave for somebody.
Yep.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think one of them was like move or run or whatever it was. It was something to promote going, right?
Sure.
This was my experience. So I come to this thing, I read it, it says to do whatever this is, and I don't remember what the command was, but whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. And it was after, and I knew it was weird because in Demon Souls, I think it gave you fake ones that were like by the developers to kind of like teach you that this is a thing that might happen if you're online.
Like they would leave a fake message.
It would be like as if
no.
It would be like a real message that helps you, but it would be left by the game, not by other people.
Yeah,
it was like a way to teach you that about that system. And I think at that time it teaches you like to do it yourself and like whatever.
Sure.
Anyway, so I'm going down and it's pretty early in the game, and I get this message to go. So what do I do?
You go.
I go. Yeah. Spikes, fall right to my death, instantly, learn my lesson immediately, turn the online portion off, was like, absolutely not, I'm not doing any of this shit. Bloodborne, I got invaded once, turned online off, not interested. I'm good. How do they handle that kind of stuff in this?
See, I was like that too. in the old Souls game. I was always like, oh, no one come to me. It's hard enough as it is.
Right.
Leave me alone.
Just let me play
now
my
I'm
game.
like, now I'm like, fuck it. Just come at me, bro.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. Those are all the same systems, more or less. Those don't really evolved or changed. It's all like you gotta find the item to like be able to invade or invite other to play with you, like co-op. Those are all the same thing. Those haven't changed at all, really. That I can tell.
Yeah, the systems
deep.
Yeah, the system's almost exactly the same as all of those previous games.
I got a funny story though to share with you guys.
Okay. Well, let Taylor finish his point.
Let Taylor.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on like the quest design and the narrative a little bit.
Yes.
Because I don't want you going into this, Steven, thinking that like these quests are going to be way more accessible and way more easy to understand than like Bloodborne and stuff. The fact that you said Bloodborne didn't have like quests and stuff makes me a little wary to begin with, because it very much does.
They all have those in them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just wandered around till I found a boss. Like that's legitimately how I played those games.
There's not like a quest log, right? Like you're not going to be able to go into your journal page and be like, okay, this NPC needs 5 grapes
Carrots
or whatever. Yeah. Like go get this MacGuffin over here and bring it back to this NPC. Like that's just not there. I've actually started taking notes in a notebook.
You need to
like handwriting notes about this game.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that if you want to experience like all of it. It would be good to keep track of, but you don't have to. One thing I would suggest though is buying all of the notes that you can from the vendors, because they give you hints about this stuff, which I think is really good. I will say the fact that they brought in George Railroad Martin for this is noticeable, right? Like the obtuseness of previous Dark Souls and Bloodborne storytelling is kind of polished away a little bit. It's still there. Like it definitely is still there, but it's told in a much more plain way. Like the conversations with NPCs, they are a lot more explicit in what they desire.
They're not fucking riddles.
Yeah, it's a little bit easier to understand like what their motivations are, what they're looking for, how you can progress their quest line, where they're going next. Like even if they don't outright tell you a location, they'll be like, all right, I gotta head up north, to like get back to my family or whatever. Like, okay, I'm probably gonna run into this guy up north again.
Right.
And so they kind of peel away some of that obtuseness that you had to glean from like reading item descriptions and stuff like that.
It's funny how for a game that's a huge open world with it lets you explore wherever you want to go, there's so much more focus than previous From Software games. Yeah. I feel like there's a very clear vision who these characters are, and they'll talk to you for a long time. And I know who people are, what they want to do, how to find them. Yeah. There's no more guesswork. I'll find someone like, I know you're supposed to be there because I was told by this other guy what was going on.
Yeah, there are also situations where like I ran into an NPC at Roundtable Hold that he was like, oh yeah, let me just mark this spot on your map for you.
Yeah,
go here.
I was like, you're doing what for me in the Dark Souls game? You're marking my calendar?
And
my map? It's a calendar.
Yeah. And so like they definitely polish some of that away. And it's a lot easier to understand how the different factions and stuff interact as well. I think that was one of the most frustrating parts with previous Dark Souls games, where you would be like, yeah, I just want to help everybody out and be this, good citizen, not understanding that like these two factions hate each other. And if you help progress one, that is like the antithesis of another. And you could potentially kill off like one of your favorite NPCs if you do that. And so they make that interaction a little bit more clear, and you understand the motivations of these factions a little bit more and how those could come into conflict later on.
Yeah, I'm at that point now, Taylor. I was given what I think is a bottle of poison by somebody to give to someone else. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with this bottle.
Yeah.
He's like, just have her drink it. I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right.
That's the other half of the Dark Souls difficulty. It's the mystery isn't just the bosses, like how to beat them. It's who do I trust? Who do I support? Because like you're always asked to like pledge fealty, like, oh, worship me, serve me. Like, I don't know, should I?
Yeah.
Who are you, weird doll witch lady?
That's
like in the northern woods, like with some glowy shit around you.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? I love you.
Yeah, like
waifu. You got a waifu now.
for Bloodborne, like the story was told, like you said, definitely much more obtuse, but but there were still so many things that were so cool about it, like seeing like the door, like the person behind the door, right? Like that whole weird thing that would happen. It's like, am I supposed to do this? I don't know. Does something happen here? I don't know, but it's different and it's interesting and there's a reason for it. But it's up to me to piece those puzzle pieces together to figure that part out. I lean more towards the Witcher style of like, here's the story for these people. Here's what's going on. Go help them out. And you'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
I think Bloodborne, by its design as like this like cosmic horror game, it was intentionally left very vague because that's the genre. It's you don't tell what exactly is going on. It's be as vague as possible and let these like otherworldly things invade your life and you got to figure it out. This is very fantasy. It feels in some parts I can get the Game of Thrones out of it. I can squeeze it out all over the place. So you can tell that he was involved in some way. George River Martin. But like the house is full of gasps. I'm always gasping while playing this game because I'm playing as a pure mage. I'm a glass cannon. I can't even take a hit.
Oh no.
So when I'm hoarding like 500,000 runes in this game, the souls or whatever you want to call it in previous games, and you're like that close to being killed, I'm always like, and Ken's always like, it's just a game. It's just a game from the other room.
Oh,
but
yeah?
the other
It's
day,
not Ken.
But the other day,
is that right, Ken? Is it just a game? It's also just a fucking Ritz cracker. Listen to the pre-show for that one. Listen to the pre-show for the context there.
I was fighting a dragon, and then Ken yells out, "Behind you!" He was so terrified, and I was like, I jumped out of my seat, and I was like, "Those are my summons. They're with me." So I had these two.
Those are my homies.
Summons, and he was like so concerned. Like, not just a game anymore, is it?
You're in now. Now I got you.
Yeah.
But I did kill a dragon by farting on it or sneezing on it.
It was, like burping or something.
I had to record that moment. I used like some mist spell. I just ran circles around it, casting mist, this life draining mist, and it killed it like in 5 minutes.
Nice.
I was like, this is the best shit ever. I love it.
Go ahead, Taylor.
I'm playing a samurai, high dex, bleed, and so I'll just like chip, big chunk because you bleed them. Chip, big chunk. Like, it's great. I love it.
I'm hurting now being away from it.
Yeah.
It's like I can imagine when because you guys have kids, you go on vacation or whatever, like grandma takes them for like an afternoon. Like, I miss my kids.
Not enough.
I that's what I feel like. I miss my baby. It's like I want to get back. I want to get back into it because I feel like I just want to get into it again until 5 in the morning and then go to work the next week.
The number of nights that I've stayed up until 2 or 3 in the morning, just hanging out in voice comms with Mike,
guys,
talking about this game and just like trying to piece together, like, holy shit, the paintings, Andy.
Yes.
The fucking paintings.
Yes.
Like, it's so cool. And we're like trying not to spoil things for each other, but like hint at stuff and then like try and like
guys
kind of figure stuff out together. Like, it's very cool.
let's go to the chat because I did see a question from
did see some fun
BP
things, yeah.
Snugs. How do you guys feel about New World now that you have a mount?
Oh,
I would assume that question is pointed at me.
Yeah.
I feel unchanged about New World because I have a mount in this game.
Interesting. Okay. Oh, I see what the question means. In this game. Got it. Okay. So, yeah. All right. That makes sense. Do we have anything from our mailbag? I know I put out an APB, but I don't know if we did.
I was waiting for Mikey Kirsch to write a whole thesis, but he hasn't written one yet.
Oh, okay. I don't see anything in mailbag.
Oh, so can I go play Elden Ring now? Is that what's
no, but we're gonna kick it to our chat. Chat, if you're here and you have any questions about anything that we spoke about today, not just Elden Ring, but if you want to talk about Pokemon or anything like that, just please drop it there. Whilst I am going to take us into a hype member of the week. It's been quite a while since we did this.
Oh, look at that!
I'm
a little surprised.
Yeah, a little surprised. Not in the doc.
God.
It's not in the doc
at all.
A little off the cuff action
here. A little
here.
off the cuff. A little.
I'll allow it. I'm into it.
It's completely off.
Yeah, take the cuff off.
We have a massive congratulations to one of our staunchest supporters in Michael Kershaw, Mike _ Kirsch, who is about to open his chiropractic practice in Utah next week. And we are incredibly proud of Michael, and we need everyone to support him. Go to his Facebook page. I'm sorry, I'm a bad friend. I can't remember the name of the thing, but that's because I am an idiot. So please,
Instagram handle is at Simple Chiro UT.
Yes, Simple Chiropractic is the name of the practice. You could book appointments right there online. Super easy. Did I book an appointment just to give him money and waste his time? Yes, I did. Was it the first appointment? Yes, it was. And I got to be honest, if you're in Utah, I don't even know how Mike is. Like, he's never touched my body.
As someone who he has,
Taylor can attest to that. What that sensation's like.
Mike has touched my body. It's incredible. He does a great job. I actually probably shouldn't say this on the record. Mike has not officially touched my body before becoming a doctor.
No. It was way before medical school.
Yes. Yes, it was great.
Did it move?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, it moved.
Yeah.
And you heard it too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mike, if Steven can beat the first Elden Ring boss, I will buy you a PC if he doesn't die. How about that for some steaks?
Oh my. But not speaking to his hand abilities, I could just tell you that he's a good person and he's going to take care of you. He's going to want to know what's ailing you and he's going to want to fix you. So that is the Hype Fam member of the week, or, half a year, because we do this
once every 6 months.
Really
Mike is one
our
of the
quarterly Hype Fam member of the week.
Yay.
We have a question from Vegas.
Oh.
Vegas Girl on Fire, former Patreon producer. Lisa Wakefield from the Associated Press. Are you guys going to TwitchCon San Diego?
No.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It is coming back. TwitchCon is coming back. We will investigate and see if it is something that we can
What
do.
happens at TwitchCon?
It's a bunch of Twitch streamers.
The Hot Tub Girls
come together.
Together. And then the sweaty men who watch the Hot Tub
Girls.
Girls.
Yeah, because, it's not like a PAX or an E3 or you can't. Do you play games or do you watch them play games? How does it work?
There are streaming booths where you can go in and do your stream. They have consoles, PCs, and stuff like that for you to do your thing. But it's really a networking event. That's really
I would
purpose.
Imagine. Yeah. Like VidCon in the sense. Like all the big YouTuber people come together and just have orgies.
Just
stroke
for each other.
Yeah. Big circle jerks going on.
Yeah.
For
big old.
No, you're good at streaming. No, you're good at streaming.
That's fame whoring off each other for 3 days straight. Got it. Love it.
You know,
We'll be there.
there'll probably be some cosplay or something.
Or something.
Bojangle says when he went to TwitchCon, it was just a party for Shroud. So there you go.
There you go. That's how it goes.
Met Snowbike Michael.
Yeah.
Friend of the show, former guest of the show.
See, now that's a mic I want to touch me. Just gonna say that right now on the stream.
Yeah.
Probably
Absolutely.
shouldn't put that out to the public, Andy.
Chewing ice cubes on a podcast. Podcasting 101. We have done two
big good things.
Big
today.
no-nos. I wasn't trying to chew the ice cream, but we have the little pellets now in our little ice maker. So it just got in there.
Yeah,
It just snuck past my.
Listen, a water sip ain't so bad, but chewing on ice, it's like take a piss on the stream.
I know. I'm aware. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to bring us to the end of the show. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Of course, you could watch this later if you're listening to this right now and you're like, you know what? I want to see these guys. I want to see the evolution of the beard that's going on the screen right now.
I know. It's like, look at that.
Yeah.
I haven't shaved in a couple weeks.
Taylor's starter
weeks.
starter
It was a
Pokemon.
joke.
I have more
was a
hair on the
joke.
back of my neck than you do in your head.
Steve,
on your
it was
face.
a joke.
Sure it was.
It has been like 5 days.
Oh, if you want to follow us on
can't-
social media, we're at dual_screens. I am
Taylor's
at
the best starter
BadChild27.
Pokemon.
Definitely.
I'm that cute little pepper crocodile, okay?
You sure are.
Hit me.
You sure are. Andy is the sassy duck. I guess I'll
I
take
am.
the grass cat.
I'll take it. You want the grass cat, so you
Yeah.
got what you want, you know.
Andy is at Pants Guy. I'm at BadChild27. Taylor is at It's Purger. And of course, Corey is at The Grounded Gamer. That's grounded with no E, double D.
Mhm.
He makes me say that contractually. It's part of our agreement.
God.
Yeah, so thank you so much for
Love
listening
it.
and watching. Again, go to youtube.com/dualscreens.tv. Give us a subscription over there. Ton of reviews coming out very soon. A lot in the works. Go to dualscreens.com for all of your dual screens needs. Revamp of the website is coming up very soon. Taylar and Maltese and myself, we're all kind of working on getting that thing rolled out very soon. But thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and as always, please be excellent to each other.